Everybody.
Morning, sir. This is Onkar Rai, DG STPI.
Sir, welcome, sir.
Sir.
Welcome, DG. Good
morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Mittal.
कैसे हैं?
बढ़िया बढ़िया.
Good to see you today.
Sir. So, with the permission, sir, may I start the proceedings?
Sure.
Honorable Minister, may I take your permission to start the proceedings, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So, good morning to everybody. Shri Thiru Mano Thangaraj, Honorable Minister of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Onkar Rai, Director General STPI and the Chairman, Governing Council, FinBlue, Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Principal Secretary, Department of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, and also the member of the Governing Council, FinBlue, Shri Ajay Yadav, MD Elcott, and also the member of the Governing Council, FinBlue, Shri Supendo Mohanty, Chief Technology Officer, Monetary Authority of Singapore, Shri Devesh Tyagi, Senior Director, SCPI, and the Vice Chairman of the Governing Council of the FinBlue, Shri Arun Jain, Chairman and Managing Director, Intellect Design, Chief Mentor, FinBlue, and the Chairman, Project Management Group, FinBlue. My colleague, Yuvraj Manoharan, Chief Operating Officer of the FinBlue, Shri Manish Diwan, Managing Director of the Asian Financial Innovation Networks, captains of the industry, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. And I welcome you all for this auspicious occasion, wherein we are going to have a power-packed session, wherein we will be onboarding the second cohort of the FinBlue on the FinBlue platform, a fintech center of entrepreneurship and the center of excellence. We will be signing a formidable MoU with the AFIN Singapore, and we will be releasing a white paper on the FinTEARCT' 2021, which we have, a 3-day conference, international conference, which we have organized in the January this year. So all these things will happen in the August presence of the Honorable Minister and all other dignitaries on the dais. I would like to start the proceedings by inviting our first speaker, who will be giving the welcome address, Shri Devesh Tyagi ji, who is the Senior Director of the STPI. Before I invite him, I would like to read his brief profile. Shri Devesh Tyagi ji is the Senior Director of the STPI. He has more than 26 years of the experience. He has been involved in the promotion of the IT, ITES, and the ESDM sector. He is involved in so many policy formulation. He has worked in the NIC prior to coming to the STPI. He has done his BTech in computer science and engineering from Marathwada University and master's degree from BITS Pilani. I welcome Shri Devesh Tyagi ji, Senior Director, for his welcome address.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks for setting up the context. Good morning, all. Honorable Thiru Mano Thangaraj, Minister for IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Onkar Rai, Director General, STPI and Chairman, FinBlue, Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Principal Secretary, Department of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ajay Yadav, MD Elcott, Sri Supendo Mohanty, Chief Technology Officer, Authority of Singapore, Shri Arun Jain, CMD, Intellect Design Arena, Chief Mentor, FinBlue, Dr. Sanjay Tyagi, Director, STPI, Chennai, all my colleagues of STPI and representatives from Government of Tamil Nadu. I welcome you all to this session, which is a very proud moment for all of us. We had progressed very well in last 1 year under the constant guidance and support from the Government of Tamil Nadu, consistent appreciation from and consistent guidance from Dr. Onkar Rai, our Director General STPI. So, as you know, FinTech is a technology that enables the automation of financial services to and all. It doesn't differentiate between anybody. And India is now amongst the fastest growing FinTech market. We are having around 2100 plus FinTech startups as on today, and we are happy to note that more than two-thirds of these startups has come in just last 5 years. So it is very heartening to note. And the future for fintech is also very bright. As on today, the 31 billion industry of fintech is expected to reach around 84 billion by 2025. And why this fintech has become so popular? The fintech has become so popular because it has now reached to the underserved or unreached. And this has happened due to the technology that has gone deep into the financial services. And what is heartening to note that even all the sectors, it is affecting all the sectors associated with it. We are signing today MoU with AFIN, and the Singapore is also a leading country in fintech. Or in fact, Singapore is the first country, or it is ranking first in fintech profile in Asia Pacific zone. And India is also not far behind from Singapore. So it is very apt to sign an MoU with AFIN so that both the leading fintech technology countries can collaborate with each other. What has changed in last 2 to 3 years? If I see the pandemic era, since the pandemic era, the people's psyche has changed. So this has led to an emergence of fintech technology during last 2-3 years. The technology companies were already using the technology. And the services, type of services that has been provided by them during the last 1 year has enabled people to think that they can get more services. And fintech is one of them. And people, since fintech is used by one and all in their everyday life, their expectations has grown. And now there are a lot of startups are coming in the fintech area. And what these startups are helping? These startups are helping existing banks and financial services to expand their services at the doorstep of the customers. So with these words, and I would like to say that fintech startup that has been supported by FinBlue Sandbox with intellect design core banking software tools, along with 900 plus banking APIs, we definitely able to serve the startup domain in fintech across the country through Chennai FinBlue program. For this, we are very thankful to Dr. Arun Jain, CMD Intellect Design Arena, and I welcome you, sir, to this session. Collaboration of FinBlue with AFIN Singapore is to build solution for global financial institutions, codes, and creating API exchange, interoperability of cross-border transactions. And this is possible, this will be possible when we will be collaborating with AFIN. For this, I welcome Sri Subhendu Mohanty, Financial Technology Officer, Fintech, Monetary Authority of Singapore, along with Sri Diwan, who is MD of AFIN. We welcome you both, sir. FinBlue program is an initiative of our ministry MIT with the support from court. I welcome Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Principal Secretary, Department of IT, and I extend my thank to for their support given to this program. FinBlue supports a startup to develop world-class financial tech products and services under a collaborative model as envisioned by our Director General, Dr. Omkar Rai. We welcome you, sir. This program we should see today could not have been achieved without active support from Government of Tamil Nadu. Today we have our chief guest, Shri Mano Thangaraj, Honorable Minister of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, for FinBlue startup onboarding event, signing of MoU with AFIN and releasing FinTEARCT'21 Whitepaper. We welcome you, Honorable Sir. I also welcome all the representatives of startup, IT industry, our officials from STPI, officials from Government of Tamil Nadu, and all other participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your welcome address. And you rightly said that the fintech is all pervasive, and the fintech adoption rate, which has jumped 5 times in our country in last 2 years, is the testimony of this, that all other domains are very heavily depending upon the financial fintech technology. And that is why it has become very, very important that we are able to give the right solution to the financial services sector. And all the financial services industry in the world is coming forward, and they have actually endorsed this decision that they should work with the fintech startups to reach out to their customer and increase their outreach. So thank you very much once again, sir, for your welcome address. Now I would like to take this opportunity to invite our chief mentor, Shri Arun Jain ji, who is also the CMD Intellect Design. And Arun Jain is the founder of the Polaris Group and the chairman of the managing director of the Intellect Design Arena, the world's first full spectrum banking and insurance technology products company. Intellect powers over 250 leading global banks and financial institutions with a revenue of 1459 crores, an employee base of 5,000. Arun commenced his entrepreneurial journey by setting up Nucleus Software in 1986, Polaris Software in 1993, and Intellect in 2011. He set up the design thinking lab, FinTech 8012, which is the world's first design center dedicated to the financial technology. He has also set up the Mission Smriddhi, a social impact enterprise dedicated to the holistic human development in India. Also, Ullas Trust, a social impact organization working towards igniting less privileged young minds into realizing their true potential. He also set up this startup Nukkad, a unique initiative for budding entrepreneurs to understand their purpose and nurture and mentor them for creative thinking. He holds prestigious positions in various government departments. He is the member of the Software Product Mission. He is on the NILET board, STPI Governing Council, Madras Management Association, Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, and he holds a degree of electrical engineering from Delhi College of Engineering. I request Shri Arun Jain to kindly deliver his special address.
Thank you, Dr. Tyagi, and inviting me for this session, which is such a landmark session where Mr. Mano Thangaraj himself has presented his welcome for supporting this initiative. Dr. Omkar Rai, Shubhendu, Manish Diwan, Devesh ji, and many other colleagues, Sanjay ji is anyway working on it. So all the people who are participating today, more than 200 people participating today, all are our friends. It's an important day in the journey of FinBlue, which started from nothing. It's only a desire that we should do something in fintech space. I'm a strong believer that next $100 billion of Indian IT space, after software services business, which was started in 1997 when McKinsey put $85 billion will come from services space. The next $100 billion, which we need to add to the Indian economy of the export revenue, has to come from the product business. And that's the reason when I moved from Polaris to Intellect and created a full-fledged API cloud server based platform, which is now available as a FinBlue sandbox. And the talent which has been seen in last 5 years, the journey in Tamil Nadu as well as at national level, Honorable Minister, that's a kind of just a small sign of what potential it holds for the transformation of the $1 trillion economy by Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. This will play a very significant role in that journey or $5 trillion mission of Prime Minister. Both the missions, this fintech ecosystem or product ecosystem will play a very significant role into it. There are 6 pillars to this entire activity which will be playing a critical role. First is we need to look at it, who is my buyer, who is my customer? My customer is a buyer as a bank, and my customer is not only urban city member, but there are 800 million people in rural India which can get benefited by the smartness and softness of fintech technology, where every customer in rural India, 800 million people, can enjoy not only financial technology from the perspective of account management, but taking a small lending, peer-to-peer lending. Many other things can be done, and innovatively which is happening and can be done, including agricultural advice or farming advice, onto the same application which could be put under the fintech umbrella. We have seen many startups working in that direction. Second is that we need to look at it, these solutions which are there. Once we understand the buyer's needs, we need to do some sort of a product ranking, because it's a financial sector. It needs to be very sensitive. You need a security as well as performance. Whenever you are doing the fintech ecosystem, to create standards of rating the products. So there has to be, Secretary Mr. Mittal, that will be important for us to set up a standard benchmarking of the product and say that product ranking above 700 or 800, it has a fully secure product. Some certified, we need to create a certifying body between central ministry and the state ministry to create a standards of standard certification body, because when such kind of a wave comes in, we need to have certification process so that people can safely use those products that are safe. We can prevent a China incursion in those kind of application which can have some implants. So we need to spend some time, and the second element is there. Third is around policies. The way we set up a policies during the services business, we need to look at it, what policies are there for the product business. When the companies have to go and do the innovation here, they should not be taking their IPs to some other countries. IP should remain in India, and IP source code should remain in India, because the risk of the hacking is substantially large. So a lot of policy and technology interventions will be required in fintech ecosystem. It's at the early stage of doing it. Fourth point is the funding system. Funding ecosystem, I think, has grown very well, where the state government and central government given an initial funding, and then the CSR funding is also coming in as a seed capital. But seed capital and angel capital, I think we will be working towards the fourth block on funding. Fifth block is the mentoring and development of the FinBlue participants. How you scale up 10x. How do you apply design thinking for a scale up? The way Silicon Valley does it. Bangalore has inspired a lot of Silicon Valley environment. We need to build up similar kind of ecosystem in Tamil Nadu. Small start has happened, but I think this vibrancy of the environment is important for creating a good mentor, good trainers to get into 10x. And sixth block, which I talk about it, is about international networking. We have a lot of products which are coming from India. How can this product be sold into 120 countries? Now, software export goes to only 10 countries in the world. But fintech services can go to 120 countries. All the small countries can have the ability for their citizens. They have similar kind of issues. So my export can move from 10 countries to 120 countries and move from services industry to the fintech industry. And with the open APIs on the cloud, you can still post from here. There are examples like Chennai has set the example by Zoho and Freshworks, which are delivering global solutions. These solutions should be delivered to the international players in the world. So these are 6 blocks I would categorize the 6 agendas of the FinBlue. The way it will progress year on year. These are the 6 foundation. And for this, lot of effort, Dr. Onkar Rai ji and Sanjay ji has put in. IIT Madras has supporting us on this area. What I would like to dwell on, leaving a thought, is how does this fintech is driving my rural economy and doubling the rural economy or tripling the rural economy by providing the technology understanding there, besides solving the urban problems and connecting to the international. So there are 3 levels: rural area, tier 2, tier 3 cities in Chennai, or sorry, like Chennai cities, and then it goes to the international cities. How do you connect and network all 3 of them? So how do you celebrate what is happening? So this forum is to celebrate what is happening. Then our role is to connect the international, national fintech players all India level. So FinBlue is one setup. We have a RBI which has set up another fintech initiative, and there's other fintech accelerators are there. How do we create a national platform for all the fintech? And in that direction, FinTEARCT' is a very interesting proposal which Dr. Tyagi has mentioned about FinTEARCT' we will be launching today. So FinTEARCT' would be the platform where we bring national level 500 fintech companies over there, and all the fintechs STPI center can be used to generate entrepreneurship at a local tier 3, tier 4 city like Salem or Tirunelveli. How do we create those kind of cities where we can go to set up a startup ecosystem? So the agenda is quite large. I don't want to hijack the agenda in one single conversation, but this is a very, very good beginning where all of us are coming together, from industry to government to Ministry of IT, and then today Singapore AFIN learnings can also come through this setup, and we co-learn and co-work on making FinBlue as a kind of a setup which we should be proud of after 5 years, 10 years when we look back. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain, for your kind words. And you have already very nicely elaborated the 6 pillars which you have identified for the operationalization of the FinBlue. And you rightly said that the export has gone to the 10 countries, but probably the fintech products which will be developed under the FinBlue umbrella can go to the 120 countries. And through various platforms, we can get actually the AFIN is one of the platforms through which we can get the problem statement from 120 countries, if not 120, at least for the Asian countries. So moving on, the next is the very important milestone of this session is to the signing of the MoU with the AFIN, Asian Financial Innovation Network. Before doing that, I would like to read the brief profile of the Asian and what are the benefits of this MoU with the FinBlue. AFIN is a non-profit organization of Singapore founded by the Monetary Authority of the Singapore, the Asian Bankers Association, and the World Bank's International Finance Corporation. The purpose of AFIN is to support financial innovation and development, to enhance economic integration within the ASEAN region through broader adoption of the financial technology innovations by financial institutions, and the creation of markets through setting up of API exchange platform. APIX is the world's first cross-border open architecture API marketplace and sandbox platform for the collaboration between fintechs and the financial institutions, in which participants can integrate and test solutions with each other via a cloud-based architecture. In this API exchange, companies can come and put their APIs, get clients, and thereby do their experiments with the sandbox. AFIN Sandbox is a product-grade sandbox. A product-grade sandbox is one among the types of the sandbox in which anybody participating in that sandbox must be running on a production gateway system, and also necessarily have real-time customers and transactions. This relationship with the sandbox at FinBlue, which is already being enriched by the 900 banking APIs and along with the Intellect Design core banking software and many other APIs from the institutions like the National Payment Corporation of India. All the banking partners probably will take us, will take us to the next level, and the startups will be onboarding in FinBlue, and also the startups which are there and using the AFIN sandbox shall be highly benefited by the signing of this MoU and sharing of the resources. The 4 or 5 outcome of this MoU will be the consolidation of the APIs on FinBlue sandbox in order to create API exchange, interoperability of the fintech solutions for cross-border transactions, co-sandboxing, I said, consolidation of the problem statements in order to develop world-class fintech products, and setting up of the cross-border, cross-country corridors, fintech bridges. That is the formidable, relationship which we are going to sign. We will have with the AFIN by signing this MoU. I request Honorable Minister of IT Government of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Mano Thangaraj, to unveil this digital curtain and initiate us to this formidable relationship with AFIN Singapore. Sir, kindly cut this ribbon digitally. Thank you. Go ahead. Now, with your permission, sir, we will be signing the MoU. I will be signing on behalf of the FinBlue, and Mr. Manish Devan, who is the Managing Director of the Asian Financial Innovation Network, he will be signing the MoU on behalf of the AFIN. So with your permission, sir, may I go ahead and sign the MoU in the presence of all the dignitaries on the dais.
All the best.
Please. Manish, can we show it now together? Can you show this part of it? Legally binding, right?
Yeah, signature. This is a complete.
Complete. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Taking this session forward, I would like to now invite Shri Supendo Mohanty, who is the Chief FinTech Officer of the Monitoring Authority of Singapore. Before inviting him, I would like to read his profile very briefly. Supendo Mohanty is the Chief FinTech Officer of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. He joined MAS in the August 2015, responsible for creating development strategies, public infrastructure, and regulatory policies around technology innovations. Since 2015, Singapore has become one of the top global fintech hubs, covering a wide range of the financial asset classes, including adjacent technology innovation in areas like insurance, digital assets, blockchain, artificial intelligence, RegTech, and green finance. Before MAS, Supendo spent over 20 years in various leadership roles in technology, finance, and innovation, with most of his career in Citigroup. Supendo is the member of the multiple advisory committee of multilateral global agencies, associations, universities, and governments. He is an avid speaker, global thought leader in fintech, and advocate of accelerated transformation to a digital economy for solving financial inclusion and sustainability challenge. His friends and well-wishers call him the rock star of the fintech technology. I invite Mr. Supendra Mohanty to discuss us.
Thanks, Sanjay. Kind closer of my profile. Very kind of you, Honorable Minister and other dignitaries. It is such a big pleasure to be part of this occasion. And I think Mr. Arunjan articulated beautifully the things we got to do to get where we want to do. So what I'll do for my intervention on this occasion is to share some of my own views around why I believe there are certain advantages FinBlue is going to have by partnering with AFIN per se. One of the things we have learned very painfully over the last 5 years, despite Singapore's success, that the trust factor which goes behind fintech is at a very, it's not that great when it comes for large FIs which will work with them. As I always said, there are two kinds of fintechs. There's one kind of fintech who provide financial services, perhaps in a much elegant way than the banks, and they compete against bank in many markets. But there are large chunk of fintechs who work with the banks, helping them to digitize faster. And India's strength lies in the second bucket a lot, because India's traditional IT strength and the IT foundation, which has over the last 20, 30 years, will definitely help India to play a dominant role in providing the digital services as a fintech to a lot of the financial sector regulated institutes around the world. Now, that only happens if there's a lot of trust in the system. And as fintechs by design are small, they're startups, they tend to be focused on solving one piece of puzzle on the vast financial sector. They do a good job of that, but they're small, they're unknown. Their vintage is perhaps between 5 to 6 years, at best 10 years. So their ability to work with FIs around the world is always a struggle. To solve that problem is what AFIN has come about and figured out over the last 5 to 6 years what we need to do. Now, in another 2 weeks' time at the Singapore FinTech Festival, in fact, very similar name called FinTEARCT', the AFIN is going to launch a global product called FinTEARCT'. And that product is interestingly designed around a bunch of issues we saw in the market. And we spent almost 3 years with Standards & Poor's and a lot of other institutions to understand what does a fintech needs for them to work, let's say in this case, outside India, also in India. So what should the bank do so that I can trust you? As you know, as regulators, myself as regulators also, we put a lot of regulatory obligation on the banks before they can work with the third-party vendor. And fintechs are in a way considered as vendors. So what you've done is essentially you've taken 12 attributes, some 60-odd data point, and a couple of self-assessment models. And for the first time, we're introducing something new in this space called verifiable credential. It's a token-based architecture by which different parties who work with fintechs can exchange credentials, and that credential can be built over time to build a lot of trust around the fintechs or participating in digitizing financial sector. And there is an end game to that, because as Mr. Arunjan said, ultimately we want all the FIs, regulated entities, to have that tremendous digital capacity so they can extend the financial reach to a lot of segments who still are outside the financial sector. And to bring all this together, AFIN has built this particular product called FinTEARCT'. We are going to launch it by the Singapore FinTech Festival. And once we launch it, I think India should take advantage of the product, because the product has got the privilege of looking at a broader data set globally, and we incorporate every possible data set which reflects the fintech's credibility. And if FinBlue, through the partnership, can build that credibility base for the fintechs in your platform, I think India stands to gain tremendously in the global market to serve a lot of small and mid-tier banks globally still struggling to digitize faster. And to also, in a way, in a strange way, they're also cannibalizing existing tech sector, because what seems to be showing us the evidence that working with the fintech is not only cheaper, but also more efficient. So in a way, this whole fintech revolution are going to change the way we think about technology, digitization, transformation. So I hope with this partnership, with Singapore's rich history on working on cutting edge technology and India's own strength of a huge base for talented population who understand tech much better than anybody else, should come as a powerful combination to see if we can work together to make a real impact globally. So with that short intervention, with a lot of optimism, I think we can look forward to this partnership. Thank you, Dr. Tyagi, to give us this opportunity to collaborate.
Thank you, Mr. Mohanty, for this wonderful address. And I know that you are our strength, and through you, we will be able to reach out to all those countries and all these wonderful epics which you have developed in last 5 years. As you have said, I would like to quote you, which in one of the events you have said last year, that the fintech disruption have started in India by the development of this India stack. Probably this is another disruption which is happening today when we are signing the MoU with you, and probably this will benefit so many fintech startups which are working over here. We will be able to help them to provide the international problem statements, and all the fintech startups which are there at your Apex Exchange, probably they would like to see a scale which is available in India, and we'll be help them to reach out to that scale and test their products in the real-time environment. We are very proud to have you today over here, and this relationship will go a long way for us and for FinBlue and for AFIN together. Thank you very much, Mr. Supendu Mohanty, for joining us today.
Dr. Tyagi, sorry, just one thing I forgot to say. No, I was looking at the latest data. The demand for fintech solution has far outstripped the supply. So India has the best chance to now catch up what PM Modi aspired for a $5 trillion economy. I think this is perhaps the opportunity to grab and scale very quickly. So wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Mohanty, once again for your kind words. Thank you very much. Now I would like to move forward with our very, very formidable partner in the state of government of Tamil Nadu, who is supporting us from the day one. This is a state which is having back office of the at least 450 banks, the international banks, financial institution of the world is being served. At least 250 are being served from the state of Tamil Nadu, and the government agencies which has provided so much of the infrastructure for them and brought so much of the incentives in government of Tamil Nadu. I am having a very, very important stalwart for this, who has been so far working as the chairman at the Guidance Tamil Nadu, but now he has, for our luck, he has become the principal secretary of the IT government of Tamil Nadu. Dr. Neeraj Mittal. Dr. Neeraj Mittal is an officer of the 1992 batch, an electrical engineer from the IIT Kanpur, MBA from the Cranfield University in UK, PhD in economics from the Fisher College of Business, Ohio State of University, USA. Dr. Mittal has served in various key capacities for both the government of India and the government of Tamil Nadu. In his last assignment, he has worked as the MD and the CEO of the Guidance Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu's nodal agency for investment promotion and single window facilitation. Prior to this, he worked for the World Bank of Washington, DC. He has several publications to his credit. He has extensive experience in policy formulation and execution in e-commerce, transport, industrial promotion, petroleum and natural gas, commerce and industry, and IT and telecommunication. I would like to request Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Principal Secretary of IT, kindly address us.
Thank you, Tyagi. How are you? I'm really glad to be here today. Let me first thank the Honorable Minister to be present here. Thank Mr. Arun Jain, who has been a pillar of support to this initiative. Mr. Onkar Rai, who I know for now really a long period of time. I even forget how many years I know him personally. Mr. Sanjay Tyagi, who is a dear colleague, and we collaborate on all the aspects. Mr. Manish Dewan, Mr. Supendu Mohanty, Ajay from ELCOT. This is very, very exciting day today for us, because as we see, I was reading somewhere about, and I'll just read it from there, that the fintech market, as Mr. Mohanty also said, is really growing. It says India's fintech market is the world's largest and the fastest growing markets. 67% of the 2,100 fintech entities in operation have been set up in the last 5 years. India has produced the largest number of unicorns in the fintech sector in the last year, taking the overall count to about 16 of the total 65 unicorns in the country. India's fintech market is now valued at $31 billion, projected to grow about 84 billion by 2025. So obviously, these numbers are what Mr. Mohanty has said. The opportunity is, phenomenal. And with FinBlue, we have a formidable partner in the state of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, fortunately, has been, blessed with a great human resource, technical human capital, which we have not been able to fully capitalize on in the last decade. Times are changing. Our Honorable Chief Minister has, given us the direction that we need to really work with all the partners in the state and ensure that IT and IT-related services, including fintech, gets the attention it needs to grow, because we have everything here. You need inventive minds. You need a culture of entrepreneurship. You need a supportive government ecosystem. You have, already Chennai is the SaaS capital of the world. You have precedents. You have, a huge amount of people who have invested in the state of Tamil Nadu, who are actually investing in startups. We have almost over 100 startup incubators across the state, and the list goes on. So I think there is very little doubt in my mind that this partnership with the Singapore Monetary Authority and the signing of MoU will herald a new chapter for all the startups, fintech startups, which are going to be have already there associated with FinBlue, and who will actually come on board in the near future. The journey for fintech startups is really very, while the numbers look very nice for every fintech startup which is started, or for that matter any startup, there are 10 who have failed, and this we should keep in mind as to causes of these failures, as to why this happens, because those 9 which have failed can be a significant deterrent to those who are trying. And if we could actually change this ratio from 1:9 to 50-50 by initiatives such as FinBlue, by providing support, by providing sharing experience of mentors like Mr. Arun Jain here, who has kindly been associated with this venture for such a long time, and given his experience and shared this experience, provided them with the way forward, help them not repeat mistakes. I think we would be able to really help them in not only helping them in enter the market, which is really a very big problem for fintech, because fintech is a tightly regulated space, and we need to help these companies test their products. And that's where I think this regulatory sandboxes and access to well-functioning systems where this can be tested, this MoU will go a long way to help these companies do that. India is still, while there is a lot of financial inclusion which has happened for the last, I think, 10 years, we still have a significant population which is possibly unbanked, and I think this population is also do not have access to internet, and therefore, in that context, as we just signed today the first contract on BharatNet project, when in the next 1 year, the access to internet will be available in all gram panchayats. I think that will herald a new revolution when people will be able to access digital technology, and through that digital technology access financial services. So I think focusing on both, not just the financial technology, but access challenges is also going to be something which looks to me that will be a big challenge which we might be able to solve in the next 1 year or so. And then, of course, I think government support is required for all these challenges. And that's where I think our relationship with FinBlue has been very, positive. And we feel that we will be able to actually help all the startups in a very sustainable manner. I look forward to this, the onboarding of fintech startups and the MoU with the Singapore Monetary Authority, and hope that this will prove to be a win-win for the state. With these few words, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and thanks especially Mr. and Mr. Mohanty and Mr. Onkar Rai in this regard.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You have been a pillar of support for all of us. You have always been guiding from the front, and I know under your leadership, under your guidance, and you and Mr. Ajay Yadav's support, we'll be able to go a long way as far as the implementation of this project is concerned. I heartily congratulate to you and to the Honorable Minister for launching the BharatNet project today. This is actually going to prove a milestone as far as reaching out to the telecom infrastructure, to the last mile connectivity to our villages and to the cities, wherein we feel that we will be able to take the industry in tier 2 and tier 3 cities after this infrastructure will be strengthened over there. So thank you very much, sir. I would like to move on further to the next part of this session, wherein we have to release this FinTEARCT 2021 white paper. This is the white paper, sir. From the day one when this Center of Excellence or Center of Entrepreneurship have been set up, my Director General, Dr. Onkar Rai, and my Chief Mentor, Shri Arun Jain ji, was of the view that whatever we achieve in a year, we should be able to, that knowledge should be kept, that knowledge creation should be documented somewhere. And we thought that whatever the FinTEARCT event which we have done in the first week of January, we thought we should, and whatever the deliberation which has happened, and all the session has happened around the 6th pillar, which Shri Arun Jain ji, Chief Mentor, have identified through the design thinking workshop. So we thought that why we should not, write it in a proper way and create a white paper of that. So this is the white paper which we have, proceedings which we are releasing today, a digital format of it. And I would request the Honorable Minister to kindly release this white paper, and so that all the knowledge which has been assimilated over there can be benefited for the entrepreneur, especially in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And for in our country, in our state, we want them that they should know what has happened so far, and they would be able to, by going through this document, they would be able to find out that what are the achievements so far, and what are the best practices being followed in the world. So I would request the Honorable Minister to kindly release this white paper on the FinTech, on the FinTEARCT 21, by unveiling this, please. So this is the first paper of the FinTech white paper, which we have released today. The theme was the redefined tech. The foreword have been written by the Honorable Director General of STPI. And the message, there is a message from Mr. Arun Jain. Thank you. So thank you very much, sir. I would like to move forward now. And I would like to now invite the Director General, Dr. Onkar Rai, Director General of STPI, Dr. Onkar Rai, who is the guiding force for all of us for the implementation of these Center of Excellences, Center of Entrepreneurship in the country. Under his able guidance, we are moving ahead, and probably more than 25 such Center of Excellences are being set up in the country. Before inviting him, I would like to briefly introduce him. Dr. Onkar Rai is the Director General of the Software Technology Parks of India, which is the premier government organization working for the promotion of the IT, ITES, and the ESDM sector. He brings 30 years of the experience in IT, ESDM sector, having unique distinction of working very closely with the government and the industry. He has been instrumental in formulation formulating an appropriate interface among the industry, academia, and the industry. He's working for the formulation of the incubation program and the Center of Excellences for IT, ESDM sector to promote startups, entrepreneurship, innovation, and software products creation in the country. Prior to joining to the STPI, he served in NIC in various capacities. He's serving as the chairman AIC STPI Next under STPI Next initiative, under which this whole startup ecosystem is being developed. And he's director on the board of the STPI MTNL IT Services Limited, Hartron. He has been contributing immensely in shaping up programs and policies of these entities. He is the member of the board, a governing board of the IIIT Bhubaneswar, Executive Council of the Shri Vishwakarma Skill University. He is also a member of the Standing Committee of the Council of the IIITs, Coordination Forum of the IIITs of the MHRD. He is also the chairman of the IT and ITS Selection Committee of the Bureau of the Indian Standards. He is a vivid writer. His articles is being published in many magazines. He is widely being interviewed by all the media. For his enormous contribution toward the exemplifying the vision of the Mahamana Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya in public fora, BHU has conferred the Distinguished Alumnus Award on Dr. Rai. For his outstanding contribution in bringing transformative changes in IT industry, GLA University has conferred the DSC on Dr. Rai, and Indian Express Group has also conferred a Digital Icon Award to Dr. Rai. Dr. Rai has been educated in Banaras Hindu University, from where he earned his bachelor's, master's, and PhD in statistics. Sir, kindly address us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Tyagi. The dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Minister for IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Mano Thangraj, the Principal Secretary, Department of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Neeraj Patel, whom I have the privilege of knowing for last many years. While he was working in Ministry of Electronics and IT, and thereafter he worked in Ministry of Commerce and Industry. He is well known for his very progressive views, very techno-friendly industry person. To be shared dais with him. Sri Arun Jain, CMD Intellect Arena Design Chief Mentor for FinBlue. He has been contributing in various facets of STPI, various initiatives of STPI, including his role as the Governing Council member of STPI decision-making body. Dr. Devesh Tyagi, Senior Director STPI, Sri Ajay Yadav, Elcott, Tamil Nadu, Sanjay Tyagi, Manish Diwanji, Sri Sop Nandu Mohanty ji, Sri Joaraj Manoharan, Chief Operating Officer of this FinBlue Center of Entrepreneurship. The participants in this event, it's my proud privilege to be here. I must first of all express my gratitude towards Government of Tamil Nadu for not only supporting this very initiative which converted into FinBlue endeavor of STPI and Government of Tamil Nadu together along with Ministry of Electronics and IT, but continuously mentoring and holding support to the center. It goes a long way in actually establishing the Center of Entrepreneurship, which will deliver its mandate. I must recall when this Center of Entrepreneurship was being conceived, I must say that Sri Arun Jain himself, who considered as chief mentor, well-known person in the fintech sector, decided that let us create a Center of Entrepreneurship. It should be first of its kind in India. It should not only act as a establishment, as a place where we could handhold the startups in the fintech technology sector, but we could develop best practices here. We could develop a lot of knowledge, create a lot of knowledge in this sector. We could take initiative. We could collaborate with several partners, stakeholders, and bring best practices, world-class practices in this technology domain. I'm very glad I am witnessing the kind of progress Center of Entrepreneurship has made during the last 2 years. I must say that this FinTEARCT proceeding, which has just been unveiled by the Honorable Minister Tamil Nadu, would actually help the entrepreneurs and our upcoming young boys and girls who are trying to conceive some ideas, ideate in the field of fintech sector. It will give a lot of guidance to them. I distinctly recall that when we were onboarding IIT Madras in this very endeavor, we had clearly set the goals, the mandate for the collaboration. The much required productivity model which IIT Chennai is developing for this center is very unique. Thereafter, I have witnessed the kind of production and development of sandbox in this fintech sector, which is first of its kind. Almost all sorts of stakeholders have been brought on board. I'm very glad that now FinBlue Center has just signed an MoU with AFIN Singapore. In the presence of people like Sri Super Nendu Mohanty, I think it will really motivate young boys and girls and associated entrepreneurs with fintech sector, and they will get much needed confidence that this FinBlue Center is evolving as world-class center, having interface, having collaboration with best of the world in the entire world in this very domain, and therefore it will serve, it will deliver its mandate over a period of time. Software Technology Parks of India, which is an autonomous body under Ministry of Electronics and IT Government of India, is set to launch 5 more center of entrepreneurship. We have already launched 21 center of entrepreneurship all across the country. Each and every center of entrepreneurship that we are creating is happening collaborative model. It is being led by industry leaders, industry veterans, just like FinBlue, where Sri Arun Jain himself is leading, giving leadership to entire initiative. All the decisions are being made professionally, and therefore the stakeholders are just bringing things together and creating a kind of mechanism, a kind of administrative procedure where the decisions and leadership are being led by the industry leaders themselves. And therefore, these center of entrepreneurship are being run as professionally as any center in the entire world. Our center of entrepreneurship in the field of artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, gaming, animation, autonomous connected electric and shared vehicle, fintech, meditech, agri-tech, emerging technologies, all these domains we have just covered. We are set to launch another 4, and these another 4, taking the number to 25. We will not rest here. These numbers can even grow more, because our model is so flexible, so time tested, that we are bringing stakeholders, industry leaders, mentors together, creating a governance mechanism, and we are just setting the ball rolling. And therefore, it is being actually led by the industry leaders, and they are the people who are actually the expert and domain experts, and they are able to guide, mentor, and create the center of excellence, its evolution over a period of time, so that it delivers its mandate and meets the requirement of the young boys and girls. I'm very glad for this opportunity. I'm very glad to witness this MoU signing and also releasing of this FinTEARCT 2021 Whitepaper. I'm very sure that in another few months, this FinTEARCT 2022 will also be planned, and it will be bigger, better in terms of quality scale with respect to the previous year. Must congratulate FII Tamil Nadu, Government of Tamil Nadu, and other stakeholders. I must also congratulate Sri Arun Jain for actually leading us in this very domain. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your special address, sir. And under your leadership, the FinBlue is actually have come so far. It was not possible until and without your guidance that we have come this far. Your advice on day-to-day all of us, and your participation on day-to-day basis on guiding us how to plan program really helped us, sir. And we hope that your guidance and your blessings will continue to the FinBlue program. Thank you very much today for joining us. Now I would like to move on to the final and one of the most important part of this session, for which we all have joined this session today, and that is the onboarding of these FinBlue startup. As you know that we have launched this FinBlue Pitch Fest on 29th January 2021 in association with the TIE, and we invited the applications from the various resources and asked them to submit their business plan covering the executive summary, strategic vision, value proposition, gap analysis, market analysis, so on and so forth. We have invited all the companies from all the stages, idea stage, prototype stage, and the pre-revenue stage, as well as the revenue stage. 347 companies have applied, and the mentors from the TIE and mentors all associated with the FinBlue have gone through these ideas, problem statement, solution, scalability, addressable market, and technology, and identified some 35 startups which has been submitted to the chairman PMG. And then the entire PMG have sat for 2 days and gone through the each and every startups through the rigorous questions they have asked to them. They have identified they try to understand their problem statement. They try to understand their solution, their scalability and addressable market, and the technology they are using it. And after that, they have recommended some 23 startups for the onboarding in the FinBlue. These startups which have been onboarded today are actually from the various stages. Their valuation is from 3 crores to 150 crore. Total valuation of these companies are more than 600 crores. They are having the different number of the founders, from 2 to 8 founders they are having in these companies. And all the startups onboarded has been provided access to all the resources after this inauguration and onboarding. This in fact, these 2 turbulent years which we all have passed through, this onboarding of this 23 startups is like end of a dark tunnel where these 23 sparkling stars are onboarding on the FinBlue platform. So we are very happy to have you on the FinBlue platform, and I would like to request to the Honorable Minister of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Mano Thangaraj, for the curtain unveiling and onboarding these FinBlue startups and give his blessings to them. Please, sir.
This is Satish Vijayan from Nexta. Nexta essentially allows you to pay from your credit card into any bank account, allowing customers to tap into credit that they would otherwise be unable to use, right? So you cannot use a credit card unless it's at a merchant, but Nexta allows you to pay anybody from your credit card. Thank you for your time.
My name is Neha Mishra. I am the co-founder and CEO of the FinLit project. The FinLit project is a financial education and robo-advisory platform. We are pre-incubated at IIM Bangalore, incubated with funding support at IIIT Delhi and STPI Chennai, and we couldn't be prouder to be a part of this FinBlue cohort. Thank you so much, and what a great event.
Myself, Amit, founder and CEO of FinTEARCT'. And FinTEARCT' is a digital cross-platform between MSMEs and tax professionals, which empowers both of them to file, verify, and compile their GST and other taxation-related data in a simple, unique, and hassle-free way. Besides this, we also build the financial strength of that particular micro-entrepreneur, make them available for the formal lending sectors, such as banks and NBFCs. We are happy to incubate it in STPI Chennai, FinBlue.
I'm Sriram Chandran, co-founder of monkeycap.com. We are an insurtech startup looking to break the myths of high-cost penetration in online insurance sales. With simple UI/UX design, B2C tech delivery models, and proven support services model, we plan to acquire greater than 10 million customers in the next 3 years at a relatively fractional cost of acquisition. Besides, our POS model will also create more than 50,000 self-employment opportunities. We are glad to be part of FinBlue initiative by STPI. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I am Jaideep Pawar, founder and CEO of GramEPay. We are a neo-banking platform working on digitization of rural India, focused on deployment of social entrepreneurs in each and every village in the country. Thank you so much.
I'm Arun Raju Sankaran, founder and CEO of FinTEARCT' Technologies. We are a fintech B2B enterprise app, digitalizing banks and financial institutions across the globe. We are keenly focusing on banks and financial institutions which are running on spreadsheets or paper books to manage their portfolio. So we are focused on providing solutions for especially microfinance and cooperative banks.
I am Partho from Anuna IT Solutions Private Limited, and we have launched an innovative and disruptive product on bank deposits. And apart from that, we will be also launching a product on supply chain finance. This product on deposits will be very disruptive and the first innovation in core banking. Thank you.
I'm Mahendra Panchal. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Bima Express, with a vision of democratizing the healthcare ecosystem from a financial needs perspective. The way we want to do it is by becoming a new bank focused on healthcare, which basically connects the hospitals and the banks and the insurance companies through our digital layer.
I'm Srikanth Meenakshi. We are a research platform. We help investors make smart decisions about their investments and personal finance by delivering independent quality research recommendations and content to them. Thank you.
My name is Manik Sudan and I'm the founder and the CEO of the Campus Dunia. Campus Dunia is India's first credit-led neobank platform for the teenagers for their education need. We developed this platform just to solve problems and to overcome the financial needs of the students, and which help them to avail education courses into easy EMIs. Thank you.
I'm Gangar Gupta, founder and CEO of FinanceCart.com. We at FinanceCart are building an AI-driven next-generation neutral marketplace neobank for instant customized rate quotes on loan, credit cards, and other financial products. Thank you.
I am C. Anand Pokharna, one of the co-founders to Invec India. Invec India is the first Indian mobile application which transforms the way inventory verification is done on the traditional paper to a mobile application. It can be used by manufacturing, pharma, retail, or any of the industry which has a stock. Start verifying with Invec Smart. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Venkatraman Narasimhan, co-founder of LAM Finmat Private Limited. The idea is to create a separate marketplace for the stressed assets of the banking system so that it provides a faster liquidation for the non-performing assets.
I am Arun Ramaswamy, founder of Purple Path Wealth Management Solutions. We are a pure-play personal financial advisor helping people create wealth using their existing resources. Our product FinoBot is a personal financial advisor in hand that can guide a person to take mindful financial steps and can lead one to the path to prosperity.
Hi, myself Amit Deshmukh, co-founder and CEO LoanForFree.com. We are India's first and only online marketplace for financial products and services, catering services to world's second largest military, paramilitary and ex-servicemen, having a market size of 6 million central government employees, founded by 2 naval veterans. A complete online fintech platform offering payments, savings, lending, insurance and investment products. Thank you.
I'm Vinaya Satyanarayana, co-founder and CEO at Kutumba. Kutumba is the one app where you can manage your money and inform your family all on one secure platform. With our app, our users can auto-discover their finances, including their assets and liabilities, and they can securely share them with their family members. Our core premise is that at least one person in your family should know about your financial life. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shankar, CTO of Finara. We are a fintech company focusing on money exchange, money remittance, and the cross verticals. It will also perform the inward and outward remittance in multi currencies, and also it accepts and dispense cash.
Hi, myself Santosh. Our company is called Capital Caps Talk. We work along with a financial institution in aiming to provide a digital solution for a financial institution. Our product is called Square Now, which provides an end-to-end solution for any financial institution. Also, we are working along with a few of the NBFCs for the digital lending platform. which is the revolutionary product which we are trying to bring. Thank you.
This is Yashraj Singh, a co-founder at FinPlex. We at FinPlex are working towards creating a seamless integration of multiple tools that are used in teaching and learning finance for stock markets. We are also creating a platform where we provide collated news channels from multiple sources to make our users be up to date. Thank you. And we are happy to be a part of FinBlue incubation.
My name is Abhilash Reddy. I'm co-founder and director of FairXpay. We are a fintech platform addressing the shortcomings of current legacy FX systems. We optimize exorbitant FX fees and hidden charges and provide fast, reliable, and efficient modes of cross-border payments, thereby helping individuals and businesses save up to 7%. Our APIs can be integrated to a wide range of ERP modules, e-commerce applications, and payroll applications for improved visibility and ease of transactions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the unveiling this curtain and inaugurating for the onboarding of the startups. Now, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister. Before inviting the Minister, I would like to read his profile very briefly. Thiru T. Manothangaraj, Minister of Information Technology, Government of Tamil Nadu, is an Indian Tamil politician and the current Minister of Information Technology of Tamil Nadu. He was elected to the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly election in 2016 and 2021 from the Padmanabhapuram. Thiru Manothangaraj hails from Kurungal of Kanyakumari district. He was elected as the district panchayat chairman from 1996 to 2006. He was very much involved in politics right from his college days. He was the Students Union chairman of Maradhandam Christian College. During his initial years, he has protested against drawing water from the Pachipari Reservoir of the Kodakalalam nuclear power plant in 1988. It's a proud privilege to invite the Honorable Minister Thiru Manothangaraj to address us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to have all of you, especially Mr. Neeraj Mittal, Principal Secretary, IT Department, Tamil Nadu, Mr. Sanjay Tyagi, who has organized this wonderful event, and Mr. Dr. Omkar Rai, Mr. Mohanty, Mr. Manish Diwan, Mr. Arun Jain, Mr. Ajay Yadav from Elcott, and other dignitaries. I'm really pleased to be part of the inaugural function towards onboarding the second cohort of fintech startups, combined with the signing of a memorandum of understanding with the Asian Financial Innovation Network Limited. And in this occasion, I really want to thank Mr. Sanjay Tyagi because he is putting a lot of efforts in coordination with Elcott to do a lot of things in Tamil Nadu. Because we have a very good scope in Tamil Nadu. Chennai has been the back office hub for leading global banks, besides having a number of knowledge centers of MNCs such as Wells Fargo, PayPal, to name a couple of them. Chennai is also the headquarters to the second highest number of financial institutions in India after Mumbai. Chennai has a vibrant financial industry with 400 financial business headquartered in the city. It is a startup hub with deep pockets willing to invest in innovative ideas. The digital disruption has opened a variety of opportunities for young startup entrepreneurs. With profound structural reforms being the need of the hour, the FinBlue incubation program is the perfect solution as a co-working space for technology startups. Startups have been finding it difficult to access government resources due to security reasons. FinBlue is an initiative by STPI for funding, mentoring, and providing technology support to startups. This program provides access to the fintech ecosystem that consists of user, bankers, financial institutions, mentors, investors, and a platform supporting go-to-market strategy. It will speed up the process by bridging this gap between the startups and the government interfaces by resources in terms of mentoring, technology support, and funding of startups. Augmenting the existing innovative ecosystem focusing on accelerating nascent startups in the fintech sector in different companies, developing technology application solutions to achieve 100% transactions, and providing innovative solutions to ease the access to the bank for credit facility for every entrepreneur and Indian citizens. This is an opportunity to effect once in a generation platform. This government will take all steps to ensure that Tamil Nadu in the next few years develops into a global fintech hub, towards which this great first step. So again, I'm really thankful to STPI and for their effort in bringing all these things. And my sincere thanks to Mr. Sanjay Tyagi, because he, after me assuming office, he met me in 2-3 occasions, and he was elaborating his plans about the potentials we Tamil Nadu have, and I know his commitment to bring this fintech into Tamil Nadu, to bring Tamil Nadu a place of global, what we say, it is going to be one of the leaders. Tamil Nadu is going to be a leader in fintech technology in the future. And our Honorable Chief Minister, as you all may be aware, he is supporting us a lot, and he has a vision of bringing this Tamil Nadu into the forefront. And once again, I thank you all for organizing this event in a wonderful way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your kind address as a chief guest. I know, sir, under your leadership, we will be able to make Tamil Nadu as the fintech global hub. And I know that under your leadership, the fintech policy is under making, and we are very soon going to come out with the fintech policy of Tamil Nadu. I also like to congratulate to Government of Tamil Nadu for declaring setting up a fintech city in the state of Tamil Nadu. So under your leadership, sir, under all the advice from you, from the Principal Secretary, the Honorable Director General of STPI, from my chief mentor, and from my now partner Supendu Mohanty, Manish Diwan, and all other stakeholders, we will be able to complete this last mile also, and we'll be able to bring more and more fintech startups to the state of Tamil Nadu. Sir, thank you very much for joining us today. We are very, very grateful for the time which you have given to us. In the last, I would like to now request our Chief Operating Officer to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. When we launched PitchFest in the year 2021 on 29th of January this year, the world was recovering from a pandemic, and there was uncertainty in people's mind over survival than venturing out to a new idea. But we believed the fact with hope that people would also be wanting to come out of it and look to adopt in the new normal. The adoption in the country had thrived, and the penetration of smartphone, usage of new mobile applications, especially making digital payments, had leapfrogged over 5 times. We have received about 347 applications from various sectors of fintech, startups in various stages from ideation to growth. Thank you to all of these startups who had applied with PitchFest 2021. This has taken significant attention with the ample support from Shri Manoj Thangaraj, Honorable Minister of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, who had extended support to empower the startup ecosystem in the state of Tamil Nadu. In spite of his busy schedule, Honorable Minister is kind enough to join this inaugural function. And on behalf of STPI and its leadership team, we express our gratitude and heartfelt thanks. Thanks to the leadership team of the STPI, Dr. Omkar Rai, Director General STPI, for his constant vision, encouragement, support, and guidance. I also thank Dr. Neeraj Mittal, Principal Secretary, Department of IT, Government of Tamil Nadu, for providing his support and facilitating this event. Sri Devesh Tyagiji, Senior Director STPI, for his support in each step of this onboarding by providing necessary approvals. Our special mention of gratitude to Sri Arun Jain, CMD Intellect Design and Chief Mentor FinBlue, in his active and thoughtful support in each stage from startup selection, nurturing, policy decisions, partnership identification. He is a great proponent of design thinking and always share his personal experience and expertise with startups to make progress them further. I also thank Sri Swapnand Mohanty, Chief FinTech Officer, Monetary Authority of Singapore, and Sri Manish Diwan, MD AFIN, in taking this long road of discussion. And today, with this MoU, we are able to open the cross-border collaboration of Asian countries to our FinBlue startups. I also thank Dr. Sanjay Tyagi, Director STPA Chennai and CEO FinBlue, who had given countless presentations, met a lot of people for new partnership, support, mentoring and training, CSR support, improving upon the sandbox and marketplace to the startups. I also thank Sri Subodh Sachan, MT and CEO, AAC STPA Next Initiative, for his support and guidance to achieve by setting new standards and raising the bar between each center of excellence. I also share my heartfelt thanks to all STPA directors, staff members, support team, AAC STPA Next staff for their support. I also thank Team TAI Chennai and FinBlue Project Management Group, who had put their effort and time to screen this application at various levels based on their idea, scalability, security, team, and total addressable market. I take a moment to thank all of our startups who had shown the greater level of commitment to be part of screening sessions with much enthusiasm. I also take this moment to thank Mighty and the officials who have been with us in this entire journey to make necessary policy decisions in improving the startup ecosystem. I also take this moment to thank FinBlue partners for especially Intellect Design for providing the core banking software, IIT Madras for providing data analytics and performance monitoring tool, Taurus Innovation for providing the low-code software. In total, these constitute more than 1,000 APIs available in our sandbox. We also thank our partners Yes Bank, ICICI Bank, PayPal for sharing their APIs and necessary support to startups in conception of their solution with various departments within these banks. I thank Pontac, our VC partner, for their support in the Seed Fund Disbursement Committee, BNY Mellon for the CSR fund contribution to provide fee incubation seats at our facility, NPCI, NatWest for their APIs, and AWS for their cloud credits. We also take this opportunity to thank Mercer Surana and Surana, the attorney team, to document the proceedings of the FinTEARCT'21 event, and Team TNQ for their support in creating the white paper, which was released earlier today. We are sure that all of these incubated startups will be successful before their day of graduation within next 2 years, and Team FinBlue is committed to provide with all necessary support to their achievement. Thank you all.
Thank you, Yuvraj. Last but not the least, I think we should thank Mr. Ajay Yadav for his kind presence in this function and his support. We are thankful to him for all the support Alcott has provided to us. And thank you very much, Mr. Ajay Yadav, for your kind support to all of us. Permission of the dignitaries and the chief guest, may I have the permission to close this session? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much once again, sir, for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.